And so you might be thinking, well, what can I do? What are the steps that are necessary? Well, there are a few of them, and I'm going to give you a couple in my remaining 50 seconds. Number one is we need to invest as a country, but also as a global community, in preventing war and not in waging war. Annual worldwide military spending is approximately $1 trillion. That was for 2005. By comparison, overseas development assistance was 1/20th this amount. We need to spend more on rebuilding health, education, and social infrastructure, and in the promotion of good governance. For that matter, number two is we need to encourage Canadians, and all of Canada really, to step up. Right now, our overseas development assistance is at 0.27%. The target of 0.7% was set by our very own Lester B. Pearson. We are 14th in the world in terms of our contributions to ODA, and that is unacceptable. We need to end the culture of impunity, which is also something that Irwin referred to, and also William Sampson. What does that mean? Well, in my mind, that means continuing our support for institutions such as the International Criminal Court. Number four, we need to aggressively address the AIDS pandemic worldwide, because when we talk about security, with 40 million people living with AIDS and 15 million AIDS orphans, we cannot talk about security without thinking about the impact that this will have not only on current generations, but on future generations. Number five, we need non-governmental organizations to do a better job of communicating the impact of war globally, and to do that in a way that is constructive. The images that you see on television that alienate you from the child who's living through war, in the end, those are more destructive than constructive, and that practice needs to end. Number six is we need to take this issue to the boardrooms, and this is something that you're better equipped to do than I am. Corporate social responsibility begins and ends with all of you. It needs to be a part of your practice in everything that you do from a business perspective. I think I'm at number seven. Number seven is the media. And again, I'm not as equipped to handle this as many of you, but I think when Peter Mansbridge gets bumped by an idol wannabe show on the CBC of all institutions, I don't know, I spent all day yesterday looking to see if the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse were behind me. That's got to change. Sometimes you have to give the people what they need and not necessarily what they want. Number 9 is we need to continue supporting, or number 8, we need to continue supporting the work of the United Nations. It may be flawed, it may be imperfect, but it's the best that we got. And number 9 is we need to continue to invest, not just in one child at a time, but in one community at a time. It may feel good to have a picture of your child on your fridge. It'll feel better when you have a picture of a school. And finally, we need to stop ceding to this notion that life and loss are inherently more relevant over here than over there. Because our actions, whether it's the cell phones that we use, the cars that we drive, the gas that we put in those cars, the diamonds that we buy, all of those actions unwittingly send this message. And all of our inactions, from Rwanda to northern Uganda to the Congo to Darfur, they reinforce that message. People all around the world deserve dignity and they deserve respect. And it is time for us to give children, whether they live here or whether they live in Africa or Iraq or Afghanistan, those children deserve the same level of attention, concern, and protection as their own children here at home. Thank you.